Hi everyone, let's do a quick bike check on this 1993 Schwinn CrissCross in this beautiful black cherry paint. So Schwinn started this type of fitness slash commuter slash touring bike back in the early 90s in 1991 and ran this series through 1994. They offer 3 different levels and models of this bike, the Crosscut, the CrissCross, and the CrossFit. And this CrissCross would be their mid-range and I would say probably the most unique model out of all 3. So the frame is a chrome moly double butted, in this case TIG welded. So the fork on this bike is also chromoly, and the brakes here are Canty brakes, and these are Dicomp 973s, and these actually work pretty well for what they are. So the rims on this bike are Wyman. These are 700C rims, and the tires are Kendra 700 by 38C. And as you can see here, there is plenty of room for larger tires. The crankset on this bike is a SunTour. You can see it's an ACE model. The gearing in this is 28, 40, and 50. And the cassette on this bike is a 7-speed, 13, 28 tooth. Now let's take a look at probably the most unique piece of this bike is the rear derailleur. So this rear derailleur is made by SunTour. This is their S-1 model. So this type of derailleur is called a parallelogram and was very common back in the 30s, and through the 30s and 40s it was actually known as the best shifting derailleur, mostly due because of its chain tension. As you can see here, it's set back a little bit. So in the 90s, SunTour was looking to develop a proprietary derailleur to build some OEM manufacturers to build bikes like this. And Schwinn was probably the only one, I think Giant also, only brands that supported this out of OEM bikes out of the factory. And this design only lasted really for 1 year. So the other thing to note too is you can see how this is attached here to under the chainstay, and it does have a spot for a traditional derailleur, and the challenge here would be is to running your cable. There's really no cable stop in this location, so if you're going to change this out to a traditional derailleur, you're going to have to get some type of cable stop in here. So the handlebars are another unique piece. This was designed by a product manager at Schwinn called Glenn Adams, and this is actually called the Glenn bar, which to most people today are known as trekking bars, and they're actually not that bad. They are a little narrow for my taste, but very comfortable, especially after been riding for a while. And as you can see here, these come with SunTour S-1 grip shifters, where the indexing is actually done down on the derailleur side, which is kind of unique. So how did I get hold of this bike? Well, this bike has actually been in the family since my father purchased this new back in 1992. So this was kind of the first bike that him and I, as a young teenager, worked on together, doing some maintenance and repairs, and I thought it was a good way for us to bond, and we obviously rode bikes together around the neighborhood, so it was kind of cool to be able to see that he still has this bike and that I've actually had a chance to ride it now that I'm probably the same age that he bought the bike back in '92, so it's kind of cool. So if you have any questions about the bike, let me know. Any comments of what you think I should do with this bike, retain it to factory form or modify it slightly, or if you have a CrissCross, let me know. Interested to hear your experiences with it. Thanks.